Hi everyone, welcome to the Robert Show. We are here at Gartner Data and Analytics 2026 and I'm super excited to be with Antonio, not a new face to the Robert Show. He's the CEO and co-founder of BEM. Antonio, welcome to the Robert Show.
Thank you so much again.
Yes, I'm excited to chat today about many things that y'all have been doing in this space. I know y'all have been catering to various industries in the enterprise world. Let's start quickly with a quick intro. Tell us more about BEM and what's your role at BEM?
So BEM is an enterprise platform that companies, especially companies in regulated industries, use to transform very messy, very unstructured inputs into structured outputs. So we work with financial institutions, supply chain, government, we have healthcare. They turn everything from one-page PDFs to 200-page contracts, entire calls like voice, video, into something that they can build a product on, search over, and create like knowledge bases on.
Yep.
And so my role is I'm one of the founders of the company and I'm the CEO. And the whole team is here, including Upal himself, who's our CTO.
I love it. These are great things that you all are solving for the large enterprises. Talking about that, one thing that I get a lot asked when in conversation with these enterprise leaders as well. Robert, trust plays a very important role when we kind of go out and have an agentic system into the game or have agents doing stuff for us. Or even having that knowledge hub where we are kind of going and asking things. We want to make sure that we can trust the answers that we get, but at the same time, there's a direct connection with the business outcome. There's an ROI which is also in line. So how do you kind of, how's obviously BEM solving that problem for the enterprises, but at the same time, what's in place for the enterprise leaders because I'm sure you hear a lot of these problems as well.
We've had this conversation 100 times today.
Okay, nice.
So we are enterprise production focused for critical operations. So we are the type of system you use when a comma can't be out of place. You need every single data point to actually be accurate and correct.
Right.
That's from an accuracy perspective. We have our own fine-tuning and training infrastructure that makes sure that everything looks good, and the self-learning loop makes it better the more you use it. On the infrastructure side, we can deploy as a managed cloud on your favorite cloud, but also private link and VPC peering, as well as on-prem. So a lot of the companies we've been working with, they are sensitive operations, they're government, they're never going to just send their data willy-nilly to the outside. You mentioned agents earlier. Right. So the way we think of ourselves is we are the bricks so that you can build a house. And so for us, the mortar, the house, is agents, it's applications. You can let those be a little bit more vibes. You can let those be a little bit more, let's call it, willy-nilly. In fact, a lot of our companies that we work with, they have their own operators building production applications. We are the bricks to make sure the data is always clean, it's accurate, it's complete. You can't have an agent with data that is completely all over the place.
Yep.
And so that we are the bricks so that you can build a house, essentially.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love that analogy of being the bricks to build that house. What are the challenges that you commonly hear from these enterprise leaders? I'm kind of curious to learn about that as well, because I feel like you're at Gartner as well. We have enterprise leaders who have like different sort of problems at different levels, right? So what are you hearing from them?
So the horror story that I keep hearing about is we want to use XAI capability.
Yep.
We've done a pilot with all these companies. It doesn't work. We all end up wasting our time. We don't do pilots because you don't need to. You can start today, and in fact, every enterprise customer we work with today, and we have all the way up to public corporations, has started with just our self-serve. The way that we tell our companies is sign up and use it, give it to your team, let us prove to you that it actually works because it does. And then if you need to send us 20 million of inputs a month, then talk to us. We'll make sure we have experience dealing with InfoSec, with procurement.
I love it.
What we don't want is for you to waste 3 months of your time trying to do a deployment of something that doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
We want to prove to people this actually works, and we have like actual large customers using the platform. And so we got rid of annual commitments. Surely you can do a volume discount, but like we want you to be able to deploy this tomorrow, not 3 months from now.
I love it. There's one important point that you mentioned about start using it today. And
Yes.
that is very hard for a lot of enterprises, because what we feel is enterprises always get stuck in that POC stage at times.
Oh yeah.
And then they've been trying that for like years as well, like, or months at least, and then it kind of sometimes even like with the larger enterprises, I've even heard like, oh yeah, we've been trying this for a year, and to be honest, we're not sure where the results are.
That's
So
crazy.
if you're talking about, obviously getting things done from day one, I'm pretty sure the enterprises also feel super confident about things later in the stage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying at day one they're going to be like, oh, BEM is the place we should be at, right? So in that journey, how does BEM kind of helps them to get from point A to point B? Today, enterprise has started using BEM.
Yeah.
What's the next step?
So the next step is, so we always start with a very specific workflow, something that is very painful. We have a planner agent that builds your workflow in BEM just with some examples of the data.
Oh, okay.
And then you just deploy it. We've seen, I think the record is 30 minutes. We've seen someone deploy BEM in 30 minutes in production.
In 30 minutes.
In
Wow.
30 minutes.
Nice.
I can do it in 5 because we've built it, right? But even for someone who's never heard of BEM before, we've seen 30. And the key thing here is, what we do is you plan it, you build a workflow, and then you can actually give it to your operators so that they build more workflows. So on average, to give you some numbers, I was looking at the numbers yesterday. It's been a year now since like March 2025. We haven't had a single company churn from the platform, and our usage on a per customer basis has 4x'd. So every customer that started with BEM a year ago, they've all multiplied by 4 their usage. And so we just give them BEM, their entire organization can start doing a wide-scale deployment by themselves.
Yeah, no, I think that is a very important point in terms of the trust as well, which goes back to something what I always say, like the enterprise leaders always think the trust kind of plays a very important role.
Yeah.
Shifting gears a little bit here, but also wanting to learn a little bit about the use cases, the customers. Tell us a little bit more about a few use cases that comes to your mind, because there are a lot of enterprises that you all cater to. So anything that interesting that you can share with the audience?
Everything from public companies using BEM to classify billions of dollars worth of spend every year. Like they send us all of their invoices, all of their purchase orders, all the way to healthcare companies, for example, sending us patient-sensitive data because we're entirely HIPAA compliant. We have supply chain operations automating their customers and their internal operations with our primitives, going through basically healthcare, finance, insurance, and benefits.
Yep.
The commonality between all these use cases is I need AI to extract something meaningful out of this data, and I don't trust just some random prompt that I found online.
Yep.
I need something that verifiably works and it's trustworthy. And so we work in a lot of critical operations.
Yeah, no, I love it. Antonio, these are fantastic points. One last question that I have for you is, if folks want to go out and try BEM, how can they do that? But if they also want to connect with you, which is the best place?
So we are at BEM.ai, BEM.ai. We have a form there to talk to the team. You can sign up for free and get proof of value today. And that's what a lot of our leaders that we work with, they sign up, they drag and drop a file. They want to see if this actually work. Is the promise real? So please sign up and try it.
Yeah.
I'm also at Antonio@BEM.ai. If you have a specific workflow that you don't know if it's going to work for BEM, is a little bit more complex, we have a lot of experience building these, so just reach out. We're always happy to help. But yeah, honestly, we want you to try it. And try to break it, honestly. If you guys break it, then I would consider that actual success.
I love it. Okay, I promise one more last question, because you mentioned about it. For any advice for those enterprise leaders who want to, obviously get started with BEM, but in general as well, who are kind of getting into the agentic space, who are kind of, wanting to use agents, any one advice that would help them in their journey?
Any what, sorry?
Any one advice that would help them in their journey to get started around agents, around agentic AI?
That's a good advice. I would say leave agents to do much more interaction level work, but you do need infrastructure to process the data correctly.
Right.
Agents don't work well with very unstructured, very messy data. They do hallucinate. We've built BEM so that you don't have to worry about hallucinations, misses in accuracy, all of the above.
Yes.
And so my main advice is agents and AI are an amazing set of technologies that we have today. If you're working in a critical operation, you do need some infrastructure to make sure the agents are doing what they should be doing. And in fact, a lot of our customers build agents on top of us.
I love it. Antonio, great advice, great insights. Always love chatting with you. We'll keep the conversation going. And if folks want to follow you, LinkedIn is the best place. They can connect with you and always chat with you. But thanks once again for doing this.
Thank you
really
so much, man.
It.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you.